Yes, people, welcome back to another edition of the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And what does my Don Matisse say? Lateness is greatness. It's really not, but big up to Matisse each and every time. And like I start each and every show as well on the channel, big up to everyone who's supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity. Like, I really, really mean that. That's why I start every show stating that. So big up to everybody who is supporting the channel. And please make sure, however you support the channel as well. So whether you watch the shows live and you're in the comments, whether you watch the shows live and you have it on in the background, whether you listen to the shows back after the lives, whether you listen via one of the audio platforms, please make sure you follow if you are listening on SoundCloud or Spotify, and do all the good stuff on iTunes as well, like 5-star us and all of that good stuff. But yeah, man, love to everyone that is supporting. But please make sure, whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back, hit the like button on the video. Vitally important you lot do that. That's why I keep stressing it. Hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it across all socials as well. You can go to my Twitter and Instagram. That's me, Flawless. You can retweet and like from my Twitter. You can share it from my Instagram. Let's get as many people in here. Not just Manchester United fans, but obviously, if you do know Manchester United fans, get them in here as well. I want to hear all Manchester United's comments. You know what I mean? Whether you from all fans, whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me, I don't care where you are from. I don't care if it's Manchester. I don't care if it's somewhere else in England. I don't care if it's Europe. I don't care if it's the Caribbean. I don't care if it's Africa. I don't care if it's Asia. Not fussed. I just want to hear from Manchester United fans in particular, because it is the ManDem United podcast, people, and it is the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, questions, Manchester United related. They can be off topic as well. So if you have something else you want to ask me in regards to Manchester United that I'm not currently talking about or not mentioned in the title, that is absolutely fine. But as you can see from the title as well, season already over. What is RALF RANGNICK'S role next season? You know what I'm saying? And that, like, what should RALF RANGNICK'S role be next season? And that's what that's what we are going to discuss, people. That's what I'm going to discuss with you lot, 110%. Like I say, road to 4K as well. That is crazy. Complete side note, that is absolutely nuts that it is road to 4K. But as I was saying, yeah, season already over. And what should RALF RANGNICK'S role be next season? And of course, we'll talk about the potential candidates as well. Big up United Shizzle. He says, big up man like Flawless. Big up to you. He said, RALF should stay in and keep exposing these Man United bottlers together with the board. I believe he could be the next Louis van Gaal with the youngest after we clear out the deadwood. So yeah, I think RALF should stay 100%. I'm with that. I've made that very clear. You know what I'm saying? And big up to you, United Shizzle. I don't think it's a bottler thing. United Shizzle, please respond further as when you say bottler, like, who are you talking about? Like, in particular, is it certain players? Is it the coaches? Is it the board? Like, let me know, because I've said it before. I think the term and the word bottler gets thrown around way too frequently. Like, sometimes it does happen in football, but I believe it's rare. It's very rare where I think a team or a manager or players have bottled it. Like, I look at the Real Madrid PSG second leg. That's a prime example. Like, PSG bottled it. But then other games, like, a team will lose 2-0 and people go, they bottled it. It's like, no, they just had an off day, and the team they were facing had a very good day. That's all that is. And am I clear as well? Let me know in the chat, people. Am I clear in everything? Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? All that good stuff. So I wouldn't say bottle. I wouldn't say they're just not good. They're just not good enough, should I say. A lot of them are squad players. I've said this countless times. A lot of Manchester United's players who we criticize are squad players. And the reason for being is, if you are a squad player, we should only see you like 2-3 games in a row. But then once we start seeing you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row, then that's when your deficiencies show. This is why I say this all the time. If we had seen McTominay like we've seen Donny van der Beek when he was here, he wouldn't be such a talking point. He wouldn't be so heavily criticized. The reason why he's so heavily criticized is because we see McTominay a lot. He starts a lot of games. I don't know how many he started this season, but I guarantee it's probably 25 plus for Manchester United in the Premier League alone. And that's excluding Champions League and other competitions. So the fact we're seeing him so often is what is the reason why he gets criticized so heavily, because all his deficiencies show. He should be third choice. There should be a first choice, a backup, and then he should be a backup to the backup. And I just use McTominay as an example. I put Lindelof, somebody I'm very critical of, in that same category. Lindelof is in that exact same category. He should be fourth choice. I would not be so critical of Lindelof if he was fourth choice and there's 3 defenders in front of him. But the fact that we're seeing him week in, week out, is the problem for me. It's a massive problem for me that we continue to see him week out. And there's further players. I put Bruno Fernandes in that bracket as well. Another player I'm critical of. Unfortunately, I put Cristiano Ronaldo in that bracket. I have no problem with him staying and being around, but he shouldn't be first choice. Similar to when Chelsea did it. Those that remember I can't remember which manager it was. Surfer's in the comments, so he'll be able to tell me. But when they had the season where they had Diego Costa, Remy was backup, and then Drogba was third choice. I know they won the league that season. I can't remember who it was under. It might have been Conte. But my whole point is he should be that. We should have a first choice, a second choice, and then Ronaldo should be there adding experience to the dressing room and giving advice, invaluable advice, especially when we're in certain situations like a Champions League quarterfinal second leg at home to Atletico Madrid, things of that nature. But I presume you're here, you're saying I believe he can be the next LVG. You're talking about Ten Hag. So we'll get to the Ten Hag situation in regards to potential managers. We will discuss that. But yeah, we have Deadwood to clear out. I 100%, 110% agree. As I was talking about people watching from, outside of England, big up to Chris K, says big up from Cyprus, big up to you. Big up Surfer says, hello, my extended family and friends. Large up to Surfer. Keenan says, big up on the radio play, flawless. I thought Ralph's job was on an interim basis. Then for the next 2 years, they'll take up a consultancy role. What has changed? It doesn't make sense. Thank you, first and foremost, on the radio airplay. But speaking of radio airplay, that is the universe working very well, because this special guest I'm about to introduce you, someone who's been played. I'm gassed of just getting played off BBC Radio 1 Extra 6-7 times, and that. This is someone who's probably been on the show many a times, knows the co-host by name, has been played all over, worldwide. Cyprus, there's probably a Cypriot radio station that knows this man, because Chris K said Cypriot in it. I've had him on before, privileged to have him on again. All jokes aside, someone I've said is, when it comes to grind producers, on the Mount Rushmore for me. I've actually wrote bars to his lyrics in it. So that's crazy that man's got him on again in it. So big up to Predator in the building. What are you telling me? You good?
Yes, my guy. Big up for the intro. I'm all good, man. I'm blessed.
Yeah, man. Calm, man. Obviously, man, it's only right to give you the correct intro. Cause I do it for everyone, but especially you. When you have special guests, you got to treat them properly, man. You got to roll out the red carpet, the gold pot, the gold everything, fam. You feel me? It's only right. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Yeah, respect. How are you doing? Everything good on your end?
Yeah. Everything's blessed, man. Everything's blessed. Minus this team, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna dissect that and hopefully feel better after this show. You feel me? And that, because this is the first. I think this is the first ManDem United have done since we got knocked out. I didn't do one the Thursday, so I think this is the first one I've done. But we're gonna get into all of that. And obviously we'll get Predator's thoughts as well, people. But I thought Ralph's job was on an interim basis. Then for the next 2 years, he'll take up a consultancy role. What has changed? It doesn't make sense. It is on an interim basis still, Keaton. I think it's because with the consultancy role, people didn't know exactly what it entailed. I've heard different reports. One saying he's not as hands-on, and then the other is saying he's going to be very hands-on in terms of the next manager appointment. But typical Manchester United is a mess. I thought they would have sorted this out, but yeah, we'll start with that, Predator, actually. Your thoughts on that. So the whole Ralph situation, what would you like to see him do? So say, 2 questions. Where would you like him to leave? Would you like him to stay on as manager or the consultancy role? And on the consultancy role, would you like to see him have a more hands-on approach? Your thoughts?
I feel like he's done a above average job so far. The players haven't really adapted to his style. So what he's done is he's adapted to their style and kind of met in the middle. So as we've seen in loads of games, which is annoying for us, we will start pressing really well for the first 15-20 minutes, and then we'll just drop off to how we used to be, because maybe the stamina's not there, the energy's not there.
Facts.
I think he's only lost 4 games, if I'm correct.
Something like that. It's a minor. He's not lost many games at all. One of them to be in City. One of them was a shootout to Middlesbrough in the FA Cup as well.
Yeah,
go on, my guy.
Yeah. So in terms of that, I think he's, and as well based on his past knowledge with other clubs RB, and who else is it? Yeah, mainly RB. He's done he knows what he's doing at a football club. And if we're going to be honest, guys, I don't feel like we know what we're doing as a football club. Top to bottom, disorganized, and if we want to move forward and we want to have this big rebuild, then I feel like we need someone like him who's got experience, not just a club legend or one of the friends of the lads that was there before. Someone that actually doesn't care about all the agendas and just wants to make sure that we're playing the best football that we can, that we hire the best people behind the scenes as well. And you know, I mean, I'll be real. Like, I'm not really. I feel like he shouldn't be the next manager. I feel like maybe he's got about a month or two left. Give him that. Put him in a consultancy role and make him be like a key player in who we hire next as a manager, because he's obviously worked with the players. He's he's been at the club for maybe 2 months now, so that's enough time to get a feel of the place and see what's what. No, he's going to be there long term. He's going to be leaving short term, and passing that information to the next manager, whoever that's going to be, because we have no idea.
Yeah, that's true. We have no idea. That is facts. And what's worse is, I think the club have no idea. That's the crazy part. I don't think the club have a Scooby.
Else. It might be Ferguson next coming out in the media next week. Like, get Fergie back. Let's just bring him back. Like, all over the place. Like, someone that I want to be in charge, but we'll get to that obviously. But like, we're all over this, man.
We are, like, legit. That's why when I see like reports and people debating and being like this manager and that manager, and I'm like, there's nothing concrete. I'm like, there's no way 110% what Manchester United are doing, because Manchester United don't even know what Manchester United are doing. Like, that's 100. Like, the fact that we're now in March, we have nothing to play for. Like, we're gonna get into all of that as well, and we're still undecided, because reports are half the board are like Poch, half the board at Ten Hag. The players prefer Poch. I couldn't really care less what the players want at this point. Like, you lot have zero credit in the bank to be trying to dictate who's managing the football club. No, like, the way you man have just certain games, and I'm like, no, like, you lot, it's just the audacity, like, to think, oh, well, we don't want. You don't dictate. You're an employee. You're not an employer.
So you only have dictation if you want something. So like, I don't know what manager it was. I mean, okay, so let's say the era of when Fergie left, the players I'm sure Ferdinand was still there. Like, if it was them now, they've got every right, because they've won stuff, whereas our group of players, none of them have won anything. I'm on about as in like as a team for Man United. So what power do you have to say, okay, we don't want him, we want him? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's more about comfort, sounds like.
Makes no sense whatsoever. You spot on. Makes zero sense in that, like, reports. And then obviously we heard reports before this that these players were talking about, oh, we don't want to train, what's it called, in the dark and all this stuff. Like, yo, Carrington's got lights. Get on with it. You feel what I'm saying? And that. Big up to everyone in the comments as well. Big up Jez. Big up Bowen as well from Jamaica. Big up BT. Make sure you hit the like button on the video, you lot. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this across all the socials as well. Where do we even start? See that? Like I said, season's already over. Like, that Atletico Madrid game really, like, deflated me. It really just, like, but it was a pin in the balloon. Like, legit. Like, it was one of them. It locked off the party. Like, the party was jumping. A fight broke out, and then, like, that's it. Like, we're trying to get the party back together and party done, innit? What was your thoughts on that game, on the Atletico Madrid game? Now you've had time to think about it.
I think that game, that's probably the only game where I can actually say, because I'm a fair guy, that I feel like it's on Ralf.
Okay.
Not in a harsh way, but, if you look at the substitutions, for example, they were all over the place. He was just throwing on everyone. He almost threw on what's his name?
Threw on one mile. Yeah, threw on one mile.
Well, he might as well throw on a Fletcher as well then, because like not long finished playing football. Like, it was like random, and that's because his actual plan didn't work, which was he should have stuck with the team that we played against, that we won, Tottenham. Should have been that team.
I agree with the midfield. I agree.
Adjust things, but why are you dropping Pogba for a Champions League game? Why are you dropping even Matic? Matic. Why are you dropping him? Like, he played really well. Like, he was a key reason why we held on to the ball, that we but he put it back to McTominay and
Fred, Bruno,
middle, which Fred still played a good game, but it was McTominay. And Fernandez. And as we've seen for the whole season, it doesn't work, because there's no, like, there's literally, it's like a donut. There's nothing in the middle. It's literally like strikers.
It's like a donut.
And both of them are thinking, what are we doing? Because the middle is all over the place. And then we have Ronaldo as well. He was dropping deep because he knew that he weren't going to get the service, because there was nothing in the middle. I think he stayed up front at the Tottenham game if he would have kept the same team. But obviously, so that's on the route for me. And that's why we win. And also, as well, to add to that,
cool.
Atletico Madrid, that's how they play. Like, they won it was that one goal, and that was it. They were always going to defend. and keep them. It's a champion. It's not a final. We put their hands like was that Old Trafford before. We have to entertain the crowd, and everyone was doing skills and this and that. And it's like, yo, guys, we're falling into their plan. Like, and obviously, as a Man U fan, we're watching the game, we're getting gassed, we get me excited, this and that. But really, looking back, we got skanked in it because we fell for the trap.
We got skanked. I'm not heard that word in a minute.
And also, like you said before, bro, it's like we also knew that this is our last chance to win something or get something out of this season.
Yep.
So we put our all into. I was literally I was watching the preview. You get me? It was mad. So I fully got sucked into it, and then blam.
Did you get sucked into the hype and that, the Old Trafford way and that? What was it? What was it that got you sucked? I want to know what got you sucked in and that. These are always good. What got you sucked in?
I think the way we beat Tottenham, gave me some sort of hope. And obviously, Champions League anyway. Like, it's not about who's the best team in your division. It's about on the day. It's a knockout cup in it. So we might be crap. We've been crap for a minute, but we could still win the Champions League. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but like we could have been that rat. Like I said to my brothers are Arsenal fans, like, yo, guys, we're that team. Yeah,
I seen you two going back and forth on socials as well. Yeah. I seen that. Big up to C4. I seen you man going back and forth.
And you get me, but really and truly, I got gassed because of the Tottenham game, like everybody else. I'm a Man U fan from day. You get me, so
yeah.
I was like, no way, we actually thrashed them. Let's energy back into the next game, and no, back to the usual. Head started that first goal winning. Well, even the one that got disallowed.
Yeah.
Heads got dropped from then. Like the vibe just died down. It was like, oh guys, we're not gonna win this. So yeah.
I hear what you're saying with that, because I spoke in depth obviously after the game, because I ended up doing a recap, spoke to others like content creators, the likes of Statman Baines, spoke to Aaron about it, rants, etc. And I said it because I did a ManDem United that day, so it was before literally this show. Before the game on the day, and I said as soon as I predicted us to win initially, then I heard the lineup come out as we're doing the show, and I was like, yeah, this is going to extra time, because I didn't like the midfield, and I do believe Ralph got the midfield wrong. Is that team still good enough to beat Atletico Madrid? Yes, absolutely, but the midfield I didn't like, and that's where I did put it on him. But then it's on the players to then step up, because if he plays that team and Bruno plays 10 out of 10, or Ronaldo plays 10 out of 10, or Sancho or Alanga or whoever, and we win that game, all the praise is going to go to the players. So what I don't like is we lose and it's like, and you didn't do this, but because you're fair, you're like me, you call a spade a spade. It would have been Ralph's fault if we go out. And as we did go out. But when we play well, like against Spurs, he's made changes, and we didn't play that well, but he's made changes to the point that's changed the game, where he's throwing on attackers. But Ronaldo gets all the plaudits. Of course, Ronaldo scored a hat-trick. So that's why I don't like. But he did try and change it. The subs, I understand what he was trying to do.
He went for it. Yeah, he went for it.
He went for it. Like he did. Because at one point, I was trying to figure out the formation as I'm doing the watching them. Because he threw on we had Pogba, Mata, Cavani, Ronaldo, Alanga, Rashford, all on the pitch at the same time. So he did go for it. But then what I figured out, and I was talking about this legit just before you came on, because somebody mentioned the word about the players bottling it. I'm just like, these players just ain't that good. Simple as that. These players are just not that good. And Ollie going has exposed that even further, because people love to like revise history and act like, oh, Ollie wasn't a problem. No, Ollie was a problem. Do not get him mistaken, 110%. But that doesn't mean the players aren't also a problem. And the reason why Ollie was getting poor results, not only because he's a poor manager, because the recruitment was poor, and these players ain't it. A lot of the players we complain about are his players. We complain about Maguire. That's your guy. Bruno we complain about. That's your guy. Right now, they're probably the three guys that can complain about the most outside of Pogba, is those three. They're your free signings. This is your team. Wan-Bissaka, who everyone's forgotten about now because Dalot's coming and taking him over. He's another one. You know what I'm saying? Luke Shaw. And it's not only the players he signed, it's the players that are there that you continue to put faith in. Like I said, the likes of Luke Shaw, who we continue to play. I don't know why. McTominay, he persists with. Don't know why. Rashford, people say, oh, Rashford's form has been poor. Rashford's lucky that Ollie's not still here, because his form would have been worse, because he would have been starting week in, week out.
Yeah.
He would have been starting week in, week out. Speaking of him, we'll go there. We'll go there, actually, Predator. Rashford, your thoughts on his cameo, because it's one of the worst cameos I've ever seen. It's exactly, see? That's all it's to laugh, yo. 44% pass accuracy. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is? I feel like Rashford's like Martial, and this isn't I mean, this is my take on it. It's like some people need someone to push them. Now, while Ali was, I'd say, good, where he's done things well, the only thing he's done well is that he was a big supporter of the players. So the players would, I mean, not saying they were all great, but, you know, they just went for it. Counter-attacked in most of the games, you know, they were happy. No, those things are important. I mean, I don't think that the players are actually crap individually. Some one or two are obviously stealing the wage, but I feel like with Rashford, it's a confidence thing because, you know, they've been playing that same way or in a safe way without anybody putting pressure on them for the past 3 years when Oli was there. So I feel like with like Martial, he's probably got to go away. Maybe if he's on loan, like just for a year, and like Lingard did, and revive his confidence and different atmosphere, different environment, and come back. I don't see Rashford totally leaving Man United because Man United made him. He's been there from the ground up. But yeah, his cameo wasn't great.
Get everything off your brother. Sorry to cut you off. This is therapy sayings. Get things off your chest. People do this on Sarcasm City TV all the time. Get it off your chest, innit? You got plenty to say. It's cool, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, like it's cool. Yeah, Rashford's it's a confidence thing, man. Like, there's no way Rashford's purposefully, like, it's impossible. Like, you know, big Man United, behind you, etc. But yeah, man, he's not confident right now, so. His cameo wasn't great as expected. But at the same time, it would have been great for him if he would have done something in that game, even if he would have went past the player.
Yes,
at least put a cross. So I feel like he needs to remember, like we all do, I guess, like why you are who you are in the first place. Like what made me become Rashford in the first place, and you use that to build your own confidence because you're not going to have someone over your shoulder or behind your back saying "Go on, lad," or something. You know, when you get older and you become a man, you have to find that self. What's it called? The
self-belief.
Self-belief and
the self-belief.
Get me? So yeah, man, the break will be. I think, you know, like I said, maybe he should go on loan, and get his head in a different space and come back. And if it doesn't work somewhere else, then you will know that, okay, you know what, it's definitely him. Like right now, obviously, let's make it about Martial, but Martial's not really doing it at Sevilla. He was when he first came in. So again, I doubt we'll probably sell him in summer, probably because.
Would you like to see them both go in the summer? So say actually, let me change that question. If Rashford left in the summer, would you be upset by it? Would you look at that and go, we could have turned that around? Or you like, do you think it's for the best?
I think, like Pogba, I've always said for years, like, we should keep him, but he's 29 now. It's best for Pogba to leave.
I agree with that. It is. I agree with that.
He's 24, isn't he?
I'll check now. I'll check Rashford's age. I'm not sure. I'm gonna check now.
I think he's 24.
I'm gonna legit just check now because you're probably right though. He is. Yeah, you're right. He's 24, so it'll be 25 next season. So he's 24 now. He's 24 in October, so it'll be 25 next season. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Come the end of the next season, he will be 25. So you're going into your peak years. Yes,
literally. Now, it will make his confidence even worse. Whoever we get, whether it's Poch or Ten Hag. If he's still putting up, not stinkers, but if he's not performing, not getting any goals, not getting any assists, because at that point, in next year, you'll be 26, you'll be 25 going on 26, and then it's like you've wasted. So I think it's best for him and Martial to go somewhere on loan long term, if that's possible, and revive your career, revive yourself, and then come back to Man United. Because at the end of the day, there isn't really much bigger clubs than Man United. Unless just Barcelona or maybe Real Madrid. That's about it, really. And obviously, they ain't going to go to Liverpool or Man City. That's not going to happen.
Oh, yeah. If he leaves, he would therefore end up, I think, I'm 99.9% sure it would be out of the country.
Newcastle, they can afford him and afford their wages.
Again?
Maybe even Newcastle, because they can afford their wages, can't they?
Newcastle's a shout. Newcastle is a shout. They're going to be people are sleeping on them. Newcastle are going to be a shout in the summer transfer window. Like a lot of people, because they are one of those teams. There's very few teams who can come and get a Manchester United player, a Manchester City player, a Chelsea player can go take us the best player.
Yeah, and not have any qualms with doing it because they're
exactly because the money's there.
They've got the money, and they're not really top four. They're not a top 6 team anyway. So yeah, you're right.
That's fact. The thing is, though, let me ask you this: what do you think Rashford's best position is? Do you think he's best off the left wing? Do you think he's a centre forward, or do you think he's a right winger?
I think Rashford is a centre forward that hasn't been trained or coached to be a centre forward. Only because when he plays on the left, he always cuts in and tries to shoot.
Yeah,
He's always thinking about shooting. Now when it's on the right, he obviously has to cross. Like he ain't gonna shoot outside of his foot. He's not gonna do it outswinger. So for me, he's a centre forward that hasn't been just like Martial. For me, Martial is a centre forward, but he's had to just play on the wing.
I hear you.
You get what I mean? But obviously, because he's been on the wing now, he can't adjust, or he's not looked at as a centre forward. But really, he's a number 9. I feel like Rashford's a number 9 as well. He's got a good shot on him, but he's never going to be a number 9 at Man United because we've got Ronaldo, we've got Cavani. We'll probably get somebody else in the summer, someone younger. And I feel like Sancho. It's weird about Sancho because Sancho can play either or, left
and
or.
He's better on both sides to me. That's the problem that Rashford's had.
Because he's not thinking about shooting, and he can shoot as we've seen, but he's always thinking about how can I get the ball into somebody else. And he doesn't even waste crosses. Like he literally thinks about making the right decision all the time. Wow. So yeah, he's a real winger. Like we need someone like somebody else like him on either side. Not Rashford or Martial. I'm sorry, like they haven't done it. I think their best season number wise was probably 2018.
Yeah, it was that season. It was the lockdown season when we came back, I believe so.
Season, yeah.
Oh, so the lockdown season.
Yeah, it was lockdown season. Maybe I'm right about the confidence thing because there was no crowd there. You get me? Wow. So he's playing against Man. Because remember, these men know each other already, like they're all footballers. So playing without no crowd there. So I'll take my man on the wall. You get me? Like there's no.
I get
either booing you or looking at you like, bro, do something. Like these men are young, bro. Do you get what I mean? Like they're not our age. You get me? These men are young, so they're thinking, shit. They're all thinking, like you get me anxiety hitting. So yeah,
I get what you're saying. That could definitely play a part. Obviously, and systems as well, because you mentioned Martial there, and reports have come out and said this is all apparently people. So take this with a pinch of salt that he's unhappy with how it's working out at Sevilla. He don't fit the system because we are now in a system game, people. Like if you look at the best teams in Europe, they are all system based. The best team in Europe who are maybe not too system based is maybe Real Madrid, but that's me saying that number 1, having not seen a lot of him, and number 2, Ancelotti's only been there since the start of this season, so it takes a while. But if you look at City, if you look at Chelsea, if you look at Liverpool, if you look at Bayern Munich, even though Nagelsmann is new there as well, their system, especially the free English sides, they're system-based teams because that's how the way football's gone. There's not many flamboyant players who just have a free role to do what they need to do type of thing. So you need to be in the correct system. That's but
a good point, look at Arsenal as well.
Yes. Arsenal, they're a system team. Yes, as much as it pains me to admit it, Arsenal are a system team. Yes, I get onto them. Yes, I love bantering them, telling them that they've gotten no European Cup in their entire history. So I don't know why the Champions League would miss you, but it is what it is in that. Like, it's the facts. You know what I'm saying in that?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, man, never think they say, oh, we the Champions League would miss us. You've never won it.
Never won it.
I'm saying, when I say that, people, not just the champion, I'm saying like European Cup. They have less European trophies than Spurs. They're the 3rd biggest in London in terms of European trophies. They've won 1 European trophy, which was a Cup Winners' Cup. That's it.
That's a golden bullet, I'm gonna use.
Yeah. I got Arsenal standing for days. I'll send you over paragraphs, fam. I'll send you over paragraphs, yo. I've got pure Arsenal slander in that. There's so much of it. They don't like they're just not it. You know what I'm saying?
They're the worst, but
like it's the way they hype it. Like we miss it. Like I think even during like Wenger's like golden era, they won like 3 European ties or something like that. When my guy Peter pops up in the chat, he's got all the numbers in that. They've won like 8 like in the last 20 years or something like that. They don't do like anything in Europe. I'm saying one.
And they won't.
No, they won't. That's the thing. Like you go there, they're getting slapped. If they make top 4, which we'll discuss, they're getting moved to 100%. Unless they do a Mazda in the transfer window, and I accelerate to a level I didn't expect him to. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, on the Rashford thing, it's all dependent on the next manager and how he wants to use him. Because I've said it before, if Rashford, I do believe he is a confidence player, but I just don't think he's a first teamer for where Manchester United are trying to go. I've said that. Like if he's a squad player, yes, but he needs a system to help him out, and I do believe a manager can get more out of him, but it depends on who our manager is and what style he's trying to play. Because a new manager might come in and go, I don't want Martial, I don't want Rashford. Or he might come in and say, I want them both. Or he wants either or. Like there's so many variables. And that's why even with the RALF situation, not knowing the manager, which we'll get into, etc. But furthermore, on the Atletico Madrid game, which was like, I just give my thoughts quick. Like, it was just disappointing. Like I said, our star guys didn't stand up. Like, I'm Rashford jumping on the pitch. I'm like, all right, prove me wrong. Bruno, I'm saying prove me wrong. Ronaldo, man, like, prove me wrong. And these man flopped. And Atletico Madrid knew who the danger man was. You know what I'm saying? Because they doubled up on Sancho. I've said countless times, people.
Yeah, that's true.
Doubled up on him. Numbers 19, 6, and 25. I've said that since that January transfer window. I said that's United season is dependent on those 3 players. Number 19 played very well. I thought he was very good against Atletico Madrid. Number 6 didn't start. Number 25 they doubled up on. They knew who they didn't double up on Bruno. They didn't double up on Ronaldo either. That tells you all you need to know.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. But we'll get into the next manager, because that is the hottest topic and will continue to be from March. This is the 22nd of March now till we appoint somebody. So we've been linked with Ten Hag, we've been linked with Poch. They're the biggest 2, but I've also seen Luis Enrique. Who else have I seen? Ancelotti's come out the woodworks. Tuchel with a long shot as well. But who would you prefer? Who would you prefer first and foremost?
Well, firstly, actually, I like that man because I guess all of us Man United fans that this is forget signings this summer. This is the biggest signing we're going to make.
Yes.
Like, I feel like before maybe we'll just get Jose, we'll just get my man, we'll get Ali. There was no care about the manager. We thought we'd do it, but I feel like we realised we need to really appoint the right person this time. So it might be a mess, but at least they're doing it. But my preferred manager is Ten Hag.
Okay.
Reason being is because it's more based off Poch's cons than it is Ten Hag's pros.
Go on, talk about it. I like that.
Can't manage unless you're talking about Conte. Conte is the only Tottenham manager that can leave Tottenham and come to Man United, but Poch can't come. What has Poch done that everyone's so fascinated about now? I think it was when Ali first got appointed 3 years ago. I think Poch was out of work, if I'm correct.
No, was he out of work? I believe so. I think either he was out of work or he was in work, and then he had left Spurs and he was available at that time. Because at that time, I said this, we should have got him at that time. He was the perfect man around that time. I remember he was on Monday Night Football on Sky, and he was talking about Manchester United and how he'd like to work with the players, and everyone was like, go and get him at this point. Like, he was the perfect opportunity, and we didn't. So yeah, he was around that. We didn't get him because at that point I was like, yeah, Poch is the guy at that point.
But we didn't care about, again, I think maybe it's a different time, but we just cared about, maybe we all did, not really me, but like maybe we all thought if you get the right players in, now we've spent how much money on players. It's not really about the players anymore. It's about the manager. So, or the right manager. So Poch, we don't need him at Man United. What is he going to do? It's not going to, it's just not going to work. I'm sorry. I can't see that working at all. Whereas Ten Hag, he is. I swear I was watching. Who was I watching the other day? Was it?
Did you watching Ajax Benfica?
Steven Alson from.
Okay. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I think when he broke down that since he's come into the club that he's at now, obviously Ajax, they've won all of their domestic cups in terms of their Premier League.
He's done well in the Dutch league. He's won 2 Dutch leagues and 2, the equivalent of Dutch FA Cups as well since he has been there. And obviously he helped them get to the Champions League semi-final. Well, obviously they beat Real Madrid 4-1 in their own patch, and then that's when the likes of who was it? De Ligt, De Jong, Ziyech, Donny van der Beek, like that team got broken up. Well, people went and pinched that team after that run. You know what I'm saying? And broke apart that team. But yeah, go on, fam. Carry on.
Big facts. So first of all, Poch is a winner. What has Poch won? Come on, bro.
You got
what I mean, he's a winner. So it's coming to Man United as a winner. Forget everything else. That's all I'm gonna say is a winner. What more do you want, guys? Is it so hard? You get what I mean?
I get exactly what you're saying, because that's what it is, and there's variables to this because it depends on how you're looking at Manchester United and what the plan is. I'm with you. I prefer Ten Hag, even though I'm a Poch fan. I prefer Ten Hag, and I don't even look at what they've won, because I think with Poch is what I like about him and why I'm so sold on him is because I've seen him in this country elevate 2 clubs. And yes, the biggest thing you can do when you go to a football club is win trophies. That's without question. But the second thing you can do after that is elevate them. So when you look at when he took over Southampton, they were a side battling relegation. He elevated them and solidified them as a mid-table club. And a lot of people just shit on that. Like, that's easy. No, that's not easy to do. That's Frank Lampard. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see him struggling with Everton. That's why Patrick Vieira is getting applauded, because he's doing a great job, because I tipped Palace to go down. So that is a very tough task to do. He solidified, and they are good players as well, that Southampton side. Like Mane, you had your Schneiderlins. Who else was in there? They had a balling team. Who else? There's more players.
There as well. I'm getting that wrong.
Who?
Lukaku wasn't at Southampton. No, he wasn't at
Nah,
Southampton.
it wasn't. Who else was there? You know what? The chat gonna pop up with all the. Hey, chat, help us out, because my memory's terrible. But that Southampton team was stacked anyway. There was a low, because Liverpool went and pinched enough of their players. Say again?
Wasn't Mahrez there? Am I getting it wrong?
No, Mane was there. That was Mane who was there. Yeah. Mane was there. Like I said, Schneiderlin, who United pinched. There was other players as well from there. But my point is, he solidified them as a mid-table club. Then he went to Spurs. And yes, should he have won something at Spurs? I say yes, he should have picked up a League Cup or FA Cup. But he solidified them as a top 4 side. Like, he got that Spursy tag away from them. I think every full season he was there, they finished top 4. Exactly. Also, they got to a Champions League final again. Their achievements with Spurs, yes, he should have won something without question. So that's how I look at it, because if United can get someone who can come and elevate us, and then maybe he leaves it in a better state for the next guy, just maybe. I mentioned Tadic as well. That's another one who was at Southampton. But yeah, like, that's how I look at it. But there's pros and cons to both of them. But I like Poch. Do I prefer Ten Hag? Yes. Do I believe Ten Hag is going to come and wave a magical wand and everything's going to be fixed? No, I just like the idea. I just like the fact that he's got such a system. We need a drill sergeant. What's your
cons on Ten Hag? That would be interesting to know.
Ten Hag, the pressure. That's what I'd say, because there's nothing like this. Okay, there's no pressure like Manchester. Like you mentioned, Manchester United. You can argue wherever you want, people, and where Manchester United, whether we're the biggest club in the world, we're one of the biggest. We're back page and front page news all the time. United could finish first. We could be first. We could be battling for 4th place. We could be in 10th. We could be getting relegated. We are always a talking point. Manchester City did a domestic treble. You know what I'm saying? Was it last season? Couple seasons ago, we're still more talked about, regardless of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like us looking for a DOF. You know what I'm saying?
We are the football club.
We are the Manchester United. I'm gonna take that. We are the Manchester United. Where else do you hear a manager, an interim, basically? How do I put this now? Where else is it such a story where we're talking about who's taking up the consultancy role at a club? Every club probably has consultants.
Yeah, no one even cares about other clubs.
Nobody cares. But that's a talking point. If Ralph was taking up a consultancy role for Chelsea, Liverpool, City, it's not as much as a talking point as it is for Manchester United. You know what I'm saying? That consultancy, and it's not even like that's a main role. That's not a DOF. That's not a manager. That's not a first team coach. You know what I'm saying? That's not head of fitness type of thing. That's not head of recruitment. That's not head of scouting. But that's my whole point in regards to that. So when I look at Ten Hag, is definitely number one, the pressure that comes with Manchester United, because they went out to Benfica in the Champions League. And I didn't watch the games because obviously it was the same day as us, but you're not getting away with that at Manchester United. Obviously the expectation levels is much different, but to my knowledge, they're favourites going into that tie. They're favourites going into, and you've lost that. Secondly, as well, you mentioned it already, our club being a mess. One thing at Ajax is their system is absolutely bulletproof. Yeah. Like the way they are run from top to bottom. There's a reason why Ajax, as long as I've been alive, as long as you've been alive, have been producing top quality footballers. Yeah, like if you look at a lot of Dutch players have come through that Ajax system. Like that's not an accident. Like go back and do your Googles, people. Like Ajax, if I believe, won a Champions League in the early 90s, I think. I could be wrong, but I'm going to check that out. But my point is, there's a reason they do that. And he has all the... I say this all the time. Ten Hag has the best possible platform to succeed. At Manchester United, that's not the case because of the mess that you could inherit. Does he improve that? Yes. So that's why I look at with the cons. But every manager's got cons. Poch has cons. Ten Hag has cons, whether it's Ancelotti, Enrique, whoever you get. I say this all the time. The perfect manager don't exist. This is why I don't shit on other people mentioning others. Like Ten Hag's my first choice. But if you would have turned around and said, Poch is my first choice, I wouldn't have shot on that. Or if he was like Ancelotti or Enrique. The only one that we've been linked with who I'm like is a proper no is Brendan Rodgers. That's it.
Big facts.
That's it.
And you know what's funny?
Cool.
That's where I guess our points are going to meet, because different perspectives. Because you mentioned your cons with Ten Hag is the pressure of Man United. The reason why, he's a winner, cool, safe, and obviously he's domestic league. But that was just me having a bit of banter. But I'm still a bit of like, okay, he can put that down to the players. Like how do we win and have evidence of that? Whereas Poch hasn't got that. The reason why I'd take Ten Hag over Poch mainly is because I want this to be a long-term project.
Okay.
Look at Arteta. When Arteta first came in, all the usual Arsenal fan channels, they were all like, get him out. Because they were so used to, trying to revive the past. And now, they're all, apart from, what's his name? I forget his name. I can't remember his name is right now. He's always arguing on Twitter. Famous guy. He's always having banter. What is his name?
Who? You talking about Lee Gunner?
Nah, big Arsenal fan. Like, he's not.
Shout out to Lee Gunner, by the way. But who? I'm trying. Who is he? Is he a black guy, white guy, Asian?
White guy. It's got like a TV show. He's always arguing with Gary Lineker. Big Arsenal fan. Basically, he's always defending that they should have kept. They should have kept friggin' what's his name?
Wenger. Oh, kept Aubameyang. Oh, you're talking about Piers Morgan?
Yeah.
Piers Morgan. Okay.
That's always saying he wants Arteta out. But everybody else, even my brothers, like at first, they weren't too sure, but because he's not really, you can't really. He's done better than Oli.
Oh yeah. Arteta's done better than a lot of Arsenal fans expected, and I used to run banter about Arteta and things of that nature. But it seemed at this moment in time, the people who were like back the manager Arteta in seem to be right. But that can all change in an instant, because if he doesn't finish top 4 now from this spot, we're gonna be looking at him funny, even though he's done well to be in the conversation and be in the race as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the season ends. But yeah, go on, G.
But I was gonna say the reason why it's gradually working with Arteta is because him as a person, he's coming from a system at Man City.
True.
And Ten Hag is coming from a system like you mentioned at Ajax. Yeah. So for me, if we lose a few games, I'm not going to be thinking, "Oh, what are you doing, bro?" Whereas it's Poch. For me, I've got high expectations of Poch than I have Ten Hag, because Poch is
okay. Fair enough.
Southampton and Tottenham, we've got enough experience, and we've got better players. Obviously, at Man United, when you had at Southampton and Tottenham. So yeah, like I feel like Ten Hag for me personally, anyway. Like if he came in, I'll be excited because somebody new, like Rangnick. Like there's not going to be. I mean, there'll be pressure, of course, as Man United, like I mentioned. But I feel like as a fan, I'll be like, you know what? Just give him time. Yeah. Let him get his squad. And I forget about that as well. He used to manage obviously Van der Beek.
Yes, he did manage. He did manage Donny Van der Beek. Yes, so I think he would be the one to get the best out of Donny Van der Beek. Yeah.
Like good period, like he'll know what place to get in. Whereas I feel like Poch's his style is still a bit. It's not counter-attacking, but it kind of is.
He don't have a clear defense. He's not as much of a drill sergeant as Ten Hag, and I hear that. Obviously, at PSG, I've said already that's like the England job. Poison chalice that. Like that's a poison chalice that because
no one's going there and succeeding. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no one is. But I do like that. The reasons you mentioned is to why I look at Ten Hag and go, yeah, it's a project. But that's more so on the board. Like, what is the plan? Like I've said this all the time. Don't just go and get Ten Hag because he's Ten Hag and he's the highest name available. Like, no, go get him with a plan. And that's the same with players. Like we've been linked with Lewandowski, for instance. I'm saying if we're going to sign Lewandowski, cool. But sign Lewandowski with a plan. Don't just sign Lewandowski because it's Lewandowski. And too many times we do that where we just sign. I think we did that with Ronaldo. We signed Ronaldo because his name's Ronaldo. Nobody looked at our team and when they needed more goals. That was not an issue. Not in the slightest. But I get your point on 110% on Ten Hag. And you're one of the reasonable ones. This is why we get on and can talk football, is because even if Ten Hag comes in and he loses, say, his first couple of games, social media are going to be in uproar. Oh, get him out. He's not good enough to do. I'm like, people are way, way, way too reactionary. I'm like, you have to have a bigger sample size than 2 games or 10 games. And then 15 games you can kind of look at it. And then there's variables within that, because that then depends on how many of their players they get in to then implement their style. I can't fully judge a manager who doesn't have 7, 8 of his players that he wants in to try and play the system he wants to play. Well, I'm still going to judge you tactically, but yeah, go on, G.
Now you know what? This is a new thought. Do you reckon Man United will back him? Because I haven't really seen us sign a manager top of the season. Have you? Who have we signed top of the season? Usually mid-season where we drop managers and we bring people in lately. So if say we get Ten Hag or Poch in, Like, can you see Man United backing them straight away?
Yeah, because one thing we do, and people talk about, oh, Manchester United, we spend a lot of money. The issue isn't the spending of money.
With Oli did it straight away. It was like a gradual thing with Oli.
Yeah, but even
experience, but then eventually after the second year, like last year, as I said, big money spent.
Yeah,
even before that. So you're probably right still.
Yeah, I think we back people. The issue I have is how we spend it. The money's in the wrong hands. The money's there, like 100%. Like I have no doubt, and that's one thing I like about Ten Hag or whoever's coming to this project is you're getting a big bag. Your resources are there. That's why I even like Ralph in the consultancy role, because he's done it at RB Leipzig, where you have to sell a project. You don't have to sell Manchester United like that because one, we're still the Manchester United. Like, let's not forget that.
Yeah, people will come in.
And also, we'll pay the big money.
Yeah,
we will pay, sometimes stupidly, sometimes to our detriment.
That's great. People love it. It's great.
It's great to have it there because it's kind of like, all right, we can still attract. That's why when people go, oh, if you don't get Champions League, you won't attract players. Now we still can. So to me, it's all about putting. I've said this already. Our recruitment is terrible. Our scouting system gets away with murder. Go and put the people in place to recruit correctly, because I believe even if it's a gradual thing. So say Ten Hag comes in, let's say hypothetically, he's like, yo, this squad is terrible. I need 7-8 bodies in the summer, and the board are like, all right, we can only give you 3. Go make them 3 correct, and then slowly build. And then maybe that 3 being in there with Ten Hag, you get more out of the other players, and then you build. And then say next season we finish 4th and win an FA Cup. That's a successful season. It's a start. You know what I'm saying? And or even reaching a final, or if we are in the Europa League, you go win the Europa League, or you get to a League Cup final, or you finish top 3, or we just see even more of an improvement on what Ralph's built on, and we see a style and we see an identity to the point where me and you could be here doing a preview for a game, and we know who's going to play. Like if we're doing Manchester City game, yeah, the front 3 might interchange, but we know what system they're going to play. We know what Liverpool are going to do. We know what Chelsea are going to do. The problem is we don't know what Manchester United are going to do. And I say this all the time. That's why our recruitment is not, this is why our recruitment is not helped, because you can't identify a Manchester United player. I can identify a Liverpool. I seen clips of Diaz that they signed and was like, he's a Liverpool player. He fits club system. Like people have spoke in depth about João Felix at Atletico Madrid. He fits what Pep is trying to do in that. Same way with Tuchel. He fits what he's trying to do. There's no United player. I can't pick one out because we just a mismatch. And that's what it is. Yeah, Black Diamond said it there. Yo, it's literally the blind leading the blind. 100%. It's literally the blind leading the blind.
Some intentions are pure, because that's what, when we, maybe not that we're spoiled, because I don't think we're spoiled, but when you deep it, we're spending money. It's not like we got on that like Arsenal. It's not Arsenal that we don't spend money. Like we spend money. We spent like £1 billion in the past 10 years, maybe. I think something like that. Like we spent
like that since Fergie left. Something like that. Crazy.
Mismanagement is not as bad as just not managing or not caring. Yeah, what I mean is talks about getting a new stadium or getting refurbishments done. It's about time, but the intentions are there. So yeah, man, we're not as bad as we. I mean, okay, we're in it, so it feels worse. But
yes,
outside. If you deep it from like a third person, it's not like we're in a good position. We can, for example, like I ain't gonna lie, like I want Dybala, and I want Dybala at Man United. I've wanted him at Man United for the past 2 or 3 years.
Get into that. Go on.
He's a Man United player.
What makes you say that? Go on. Why would you want Dybala?
Because one thing we've got, okay, so not that we ain't got a system, but Dybala's a threat at all times. It's like Chiesa. He's another Man United player. Like, are we going to get them? Who knows? But those kind of players are like, I don't know. It's like Sancho. I knew Sancho as Man United player before he came to Man United. Even though I like Bellingham, I don't see him as a Man United player. He's more like Liverpool, maybe Chelsea. But there's certain men I look at and I think that's a man. I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know what it is. It's like
I think you're just a fan of Dybala, which is cool. You rate him and you talented, and you go, yeah, I'd like him in my side. Would I personally go with Dybala? No, I think there is better options.
It's not a popular opinion, by the way.
Yeah. But what you're saying, you knew this. But what you're saying is you rate Dybala, so it's like I want him in my side. Of course, if you rate a player, you want him in your side if he's available.
Or would you have him over Rashford though?
Yo, Preda, I'd have myself over Rashford at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like legit.
Yeah, it's different. Okay, I get what you're saying. It's not
legit. I just think there's better options. I've been sold on this. I said, go get Rafinha. We need a right winger. Go get Rafinha. Even if Leeds go down I think his minimum fee release clause is like 25 million or something like that. But even if he doesn't go down, go get him.
We don't really see. That's the thing about Man United at the moment, and I guess this is where we might fail. Is that we would never sign a Diaz, but we'd sign. I mean, so I don't feel like we'd sign a Rafinha, but we'd sign a Dybala because it's a name, and
and that is the issue that I have is just signing it. If we're going to sign Dybala, let there be a plan with it. All right, we're going to sign Dybala and he's going to fit in here and he's going to play 10 and then we're going to have two wingers who do this, a striker who complements. Everything has to complement everything. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, you can't just have it everything in that. Like, you're a world-class, top-class producer, fam. You're not just going to throw instruments in there just to throw instruments. It has to mash. You know what I'm saying? It has to mesh. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just going to have drums and then lighter drums, then a snare drum, and then a kick drum. Like, nah, that's not going to work. Like, it has to mesh. But sorry to cut you off. Go on, man.
Nah, it's a good point. It's a good reference. But look at what's his name? Van der Beek. Let's be real. We're not playing Van der Beek because he's not popular. Because what else is it, bro? He's not a name.
I've said this.
I know it's like a wild card, but why else? Why else?
I'm gonna stand on this. I think something's happened behind the scenes as to why he's not playing. I think something happened, like he got into an argument, he punched the coach. I'm saying something crazy like that's happened that's gonna come out because there's no other explanation as to why he got 0 game time. No other explanation.
I don't think you're far off. But what I think is based on what I'm seeing on the pitch is that when he does come on, which is once in a blue moon for Man United, he demands, like he points his goal there. So maybe the players don't like that. Like, who do you think you are? So maybe like when he's on training ground or behind the scenes, just tell him, like, listen, this is what you're doing. They're like, bro, because there are certain people in life that you come across and they don't want to be told anything. Like, their arrogance is through the roof, and it's like, bro, like,
I hear that.
It's coming from a winning team. It's coming from a system. Maybe he's, a bit more demanding. He's a bit more loud. It comes across as quiet, but maybe he's not. Whereas Sancho, obviously, I don't know him personally, but he seems like a humble guy. He seems like a
maybe it's that.
Yeah,
maybe all that is gonna come out because I didn't understand it to the point where I was like, something happened behind the scenes. I'm like, even if it's just he's a terrible trainer, even if it's that, something's not right.
Yeah, you're right. It could be that. It could even be that. Maybe it could be that he's not good on training. Maybe he's just not enough, which is weird because
he's a baller. Yeah, you can see that he's talented.
We're not there. We don't know. So yeah, man. But yeah, anyway, back to the 10. I thought, like I said, Ten Hag. I mean, if we get Poch, I won't be disappointed. But I feel like if he loses like 3 or 4 games, they would, like, I see the banter now. Oh, go back to Tottenham, it's gonna be horrible for him because that's PSG. Like he's gonna fit the narrative where he's last 2 clubs. Like he hasn't won it. Whereas Ten Hag, all right, cool. Because you don't really see our fan base. Maybe I'm wrong. Like you don't see the Reds or anyone really dissing apart from Gary Neville. Ralph,
because I think most people with the Ralph situation, and we're gonna go into like how universal our fan base pretty much agree on Ten Hag, like, which is rare because it's very rare for our fan base to have a majority decision. But on the Ralph, because I think people understand the job he's trying to do, and most people can see the differences he's made in terms of on the pitch, the fact that we're creating so many chances, we're just missing them, the fact that we've improved defensively. And again, people get it mistake. People don't understand when I say that, when they're like, oh, you're still bad defensively. I'm like, no, we still have levels to improve, but are we better defensively now under Ralph? Yes. Because we just look at it just in terms of stat, test, and eye test. We concede less goals. Like you jumped on here, and at the start, I was like, I think we've lost 4 games under him or something. I think we lost 2 Premier League games in 3 months or something like that. One of them being to Manchester City. So there's gradual improvement. That's what it is. And people understand also, the reason why I don't judge him so harshly, he's an interim manager. He's not here long term. So that's why I don't judge him as harsh as I would if this was Poch or Ten Hag or someone who's going to stay. Then I'll be looking at him funny. Your best work is done behind the scenes.
Big facts.
So it's like, and I think you're just gathering intel now. That's why I have no issue. I just hope and pray that Manchester United do not mess this up and give him that consultancy role and give him a lot of power and let him be hands-on within that consultancy role as well. I hope so.
Okay. Obviously, hope it. Yeah, I agree. But to be fair, let's go back to when we first got Ralph.
Yeah.
How I know we're gonna get Ten Hag as well. Because when we first got Ralph, it was so unexpected. Like, who's this guy? Like, this is a bit ballsy for Man United. Like,
it was.
We got somebody. We would have got Conte before 2 years ago, but we got Ralph. So that shows you that there's somebody in the club that is like, nah, we need to go this route. We need to follow suit of how Man City do. You know, forget all this hype of bigness. So for me, Ten Hag, I feel like we'll get Ten Hag because of that. Because Ralph was so unexpected. And before he came to me, I never heard of him. Never heard of him in my life. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'd through Aaron had heard like bits and pieces about him in it, like because the reason why, because obviously Haaland blew up and he was the one who first brought Haaland through, and then there's a whole load of other players as well that he had been linked with. But to back to your point, I think the guy who that was in the club, I think it was John Murto, because I think he went out to where was it? I wish that man Baines was here. The comments will let me know, but I think he went out to Leipzig. This was like 2-3 seasons ago, or whenever Ralph was actually like in the role he had over there, and was like walking around their stadium and just in their surroundings, I should say, and finding out what's going on and asking questions. So to your point, I think you are spot on there, and I believe it was John Murto who did that, because there in the past, Ralph is, people forget, that's a great appointment, and that was left. Nobody was expecting that. We was expecting Conte, Zidane. I seen so many people putting their 3-5-2s together with how Conte was going to set up and who's going to play wing back, or Zidane coming in. Man, like Bainesy had his whole camera roll was Zidane with the United badge behind it. Even showing it on screen, he was like, look at my phone. Like, so yeah, that's a valid point. That's a very, very valid point. So maybe we do. I hope you're right and we get Ten Hag, because like I said, one thing about our fan base, we never agree on anything. Yeah, there's never a majority decision ever.
But
never.
I think right now it's so obvious that we've done the big shiny toys, we've done the obvious, and that's the only reason why I agree with Gary Neville. Like when I said that argument with him and Michael Richards a few weeks ago, because yeah, we should have gone for Conte, but that's not where we're at. We need to rebuild from the ground up. Do you get what I mean? And get the right people in, not the big names in, the right people, man. And I feel like I've got a funny. If we get Ten Hag, just give him time, and we'll see. It'll be a brand new name.
100%. I'll give him time and just be like, I won't write him off as long as it doesn't go like catastrophically bad.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
But then, as long as it's not absolute kamikaze, I'll give him time and be like, I'm gonna give you a season, like fully. Like I'm not gonna criticize you heavily. Like I'll point out stuff I don't like in games and stuff I do like, but like, and then obviously the summer as well. Like who you get in the window is major. That will make me judge. Like if you get 4, 5, 6 players in, that's different from 1 or 2. So that's how I'm looking at it. But does
that mean that you're not after short-term success, but do you feel like you're at a stage now where you just feel like this, we need to win something? Like we ain't got time for a long rebuild? Or
the thing is, people act like rebuilds mean that you can't win anything. Similar to, and it's not so much now, and you'll know this with obviously making music at the level you had, where there was a point where I felt people felt that to have a song go mainstream, it had to be a terrible song. And I'm like, no, you can still go mainstream with a quality song. It doesn't have to be cheesy. It doesn't have to be bad. Because I remember specifically, what tune was it? It was Tiny Tempest tune, Pass Out. And that was like a big tune that blew up. And I remember that. This is just to me, people, being one of the first tunes that I seen get mainstream success, be number 1, but it was actually a quality track. And that's how I'm looking at it. Like in regards to football, like people think rebuild means you don't win anything. Rebuild, you can win a League Cup and FA Cup. Rebuild, you can even get into finals. That's a success. That's a step. So having a system, that's a rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Identifying players, that's a rebuild. So I do want to rebuild, yes, but I just want to enjoy watching Manchester United again. I want to know what I'm going to get. Like even if it's defensive, offensive, I'm like, all right, I can see where we're going. At this moment, we on the road driving, and I don't know where we're going. Like, where's the sat nav's broke? Like, where are we going?
Yeah,
like what's happening?
Yeah, that's a good point. How I'm looking at it. About rebuild. It ain't got to be 5 years. It could be overnight. It can be. That's true. Yeah. That's a very good point. I do believe that actually in a lot of things. That's true.
Because I think people's varied. I think people varies on like, or people are talking about Premier League and Champions League, and I'm like, no, we're not there yet. But I'm like, we can still close the gap. So if we finish 30 points off the top of the league, if we finish 15 points off the top of the league, obviously you don't want to be doing that, but that's still an improvement type of thing. Winning the Europa League the next trophy we win is going to be, that's a successful season. Whatever that trophy is, that's whether it's the Carabao Cup next season and we finish 5th again. I just want to see an improvement and certain players leaving and certain players coming in. Yes, real Zlatan said it there. The club needs a philosophy to identify with it. I want to be able to watch other teams, and I've said it before, and I keep saying this, and go, that's a Manchester United player. Go get him, because I don't know what that is currently. There's no idea.
You got a good point.
Like, that's how I'm looking at it, 110%. And big up everyone in the chat as well. You lot hit the like button as well. Pyramid Scheme, don't take liberties talking about Community Shield. We're talking actual competitive trophies and that. Zahid here says, if we get Ten Hag and still go for Rice and Kane, what's the point? Here's the thing. I wouldn't be a fan of us getting Rice or Kane. But if we did get Declan Rice and Harry Kane and there was a plan, I'm on board. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see. Even though it's not my ideal thing, I'm like, that's cool. But let there be a plan. Don't just go get Declan Rice because he's the next best DM and he's got all the English hype, and Harry Kane because he's Harry Kane. That's just dumb. Like, mate, what's your thoughts on this if we did get those two?
I'll be honest. I don't want to see us buy another £100 million player unless they are, like proven. Like we're talking about Haaland or Mbappe or something that we're not expecting, like an actual obvious signing. I don't want to spend £100 million like we did 80 million on Maguire just because of the English tax.
Yes.
Like, because for me, Rice is a good midfielder, but he ain't that good. I'd rather get Neville from Wolverhampton than Rice. And I'll be honest, I'm not into the hype, man. And Kane, would I be excited? Not really, to be honest. Like I feel like we should be going for we're not going to get Haaland, obviously. We're not going to get Mbappe, but there might be somebody else. But I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed if we got Kane because Kane is going to score goals. Do you get what I mean? Better than Ronaldo, better than Cavani, obviously. But yeah, man. We need to get like I said, a Neves or just anybody. Like we need to make
just anybody. That's right, yo.
Like,
that's where we're at. Just get anybody, yo. That's where we're at.
We need to make autonomy and we need to make Fred squad players, not first teamers. So we need to get. If we just buy 3 midfielders this season, I'll be happy with that.
We're gonna get into the squad because I've been through this a couple times, and like this is a bigger job than like even I imagine when I looked at it like properly when I started looking at the actual first 11. But we'll get into all of that as well. To Pyramid Scheme, who says flawless, let's keep it 100 under the Glazers. No manager will ever prosper. We are done. This is just the next phase of the Glazers' cinematic deception. See, this is why I disagree with this. Is it very tough to prosper under the Glazers? Yes, but is it impossible? No, because we've seen others do it. Yes, Fergie's the GOAT and his levels to this. And he also had David Gill with him. But I'm saying if you get the correct things in place, we can compete. I've said this time and time again, and I will say this. There's no reason United should not be competing for a League Cup, a FA Cup, a Europa League if we're in it, and get into the last stages of the Champions League. We reached the last 16 this season with all the mess that's going on. There's no reason why we can't compete. All I'm asking for currently is Manchester United to compete. Give us a puncher's chance. That's it. And we don't even have that at this current time. That's what frustrates me the most. Is that I can't even get excited and go, all right, maybe. Like, see, we're in March and the season's done. It's over. I don't even know what I'm going to do with the ManDem Uniteds going forward.
They want a 2-week break. I think they want a 2-week break. We're on the rest of the season break. What else am I watching? Like, it's not like we play good football and we got knocked out fairly. Like, we don't play good football, so why am I? We're first half FC. So
yeah, we are first half FC.
Like I said, you watch Man City or you watch especially Liverpool. Like, they play football. Forget everything else. Forget the hype. Forget the players. Like, they play football. We don't play football, bro. I don't know what we play. We just play. I don't know. I don't know. It's amateur. It's very amateur. It's not the Glazers' fault. They're not play. I mean, listen again, guys. I mentioned before, like the Glazers spend money. What more do you want from your owners? They own the football club, and they spend big money.
Well, the problem I have with is, like I said previously, is they haven't put the people in place to spend the money. But I have no issue with the amount they spend. It's how they go about it is my problem. I'm like, you lot could fix this easily and go get footballing people to make footballing decisions, and you haven't done that. And this is why we are in the mess that we are in. But yeah, go on, man. Carry on.
Now, so who would have hired Ralph then, if that's the case? There's got to be somebody from Man United, like in the UK.
I said back to what I was saying. I think it was Myrtle. I don't think it was them. I don't think the Glazers have spoke with Ralph. I'm telling you the truth right now. I don't think they've had one conversation.
They've had no conversations. No way.
I don't think they've had 0 conversations. I just like whoever is the go-between the club and the Glazers. Say it was Myrtle. He's just gone to him and gone, we're going to go get this guy in. He won't cost a lot. All right, cool. I think they have no clue. I don't even think they know we got knocked out of the Champions League. I think they know very little about football.
They'll know that because, like, you know, to get paid in it if we would have won. So
yeah, that's true. So they probably know because of the money side of things. Because of the money side. That's my issue with them. Yeah. That's my issue with them. And to people who like, oh, we can't be successful. We've seen Van Gaal and Mourinho both have success. Yes, it's not the success we all craved. It's not the success I craved or Predator craved or any of Manchester United, but it was still success. Mourinho, we seen win a Europa League and a League Cup in the same season. We seen Van Gaal win a FA Cup. Was the football the best? No. Was there still problems? Yes. But my point is, you can still have success. 2 out of our previous 3 managers have shown that.
Yeah.
So why can't the next guy do that? And Europa League and League Cup, like we'd all, if next season we don't finish top 4 and United finish 5th, 6th, whatever, and we go into the Europa League next season and Poch or Ten Hag or whoever comes in wins a League Cup in February and wins the Europa League, we'd all be going, that's a good season. That it's a very good season. All right, let's see if we can kick on in there from Bill. That's success. Success can breed success. I say this all the time. Winning can breed winning, type of thing. This is why you've seen Pep target the Carabao Cup. There's a reason he targets that trophy. Mourinho did it 3 times in his stints here. He did it at Chelsea the first time he was there. He did it the second time at Chelsea. He also did it at Manchester United where he targeted that trophy. Who else? United. We'll go back to United. If I believe correctly, the Carabao Cup was the first trophy. It was the Carling Cup at that time that Ronaldo, Rooney, and that group of players won before we went on that run and did the three-peat in the 08, 09. Was it 2007, 2008, 2009? The three-peat anyway. Like, that was the first, like, that was the catalyst for that. Like, to go on and win the Champions League and win the big trophies and that. It's very rare you get a team who win nothing and then just go and win a big trophy. Liverpool are probably the last one.
Yeah.
City, that's not the case for City. It's not the case for United. And they're the 2 teams that have dominated, and Chelsea. So the 3 teams that have dominated the Premier League in our lifetime. And when I say dominate, like they've been the mainstay, have all targeted the Carabao Cup. That's not an accident. There's not an accident.
Big facts.
Yeah. And yeah, Black Diamond, I'm not saying the FA Cup and Carabao Cup is sufficient. I'm saying it's a building block. Rebuilding that, like people are talking to rebuild, like we're rebuilding a whole neighborhood from. This ain't just one house. We're building a whole neighborhood with a shopping center and everything else from scratch. This is from scratch. Like we are down to, we need a rebuild from the rebuild and that. This is scratch.
We've tried everything and it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So starting again.
Yeah. 100%. And that's what it is. Yeah. And the Carabao Cup is a success because it can be, like I said, the 3 teams who have dominated the Premier League. Let me repeat this, people. The 3 teams that have dominated the Premier League since its inception all targeted that trophy. More so, not so much in the 90s, but I'm talking from the early 2000s and that. We've seen Chelsea do it in 05, 04, 05 with Mourinho. United sides after that did it. And then we see Manchester City do the same thing. The 3 best sides, the majority of you lot have seen in the Premier League. I think even United, I think even under Fergie, I think our first trophy was the FA Cup. Okay. I believe so. I can't remember that far back, but I think so. Because it was the goal that saved his job when that Mark Robbins, see, I'm taking it way back. Mark Robbins scored the goal. And if he didn't, in like 91, I think it was, or something like that. What I'm saying is trophies breed, it was like 91, something crazy like that. And reports was, if he lost that game, he was going to get sacked. But the man scored and then the rest is history. I'm just saying, please tell me the team that jumps from 0 in the chat, people, from 0 to Premier Leagues and chat, it don't exist.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Don't exist. Yeah, it don't, but we'll see in it. And I would, again, we haven't won a trophy in 5 years. Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah. I'd be over the moon for a Carabao Cup. I'm saying, and now Black Diamond, I won't be like, I'm not disappointed. What I'm saying is I don't expect that. I'm saying it's possible. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I expect us to win a FA Cup or Europa League or a League Cup. You said that's not possible under these owners. It is. We've seen 2 out of the previous 3 managers do that. So it can be done. But we'll soon find out. Yo, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow Predator across all his socials as well. You can find me. You can find him on my socials. You know what I'm saying? But you don't even need that plug. You got, you know what I'm saying, however 100,000 of followers and that. You know what I'm saying? And that. I need you to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? I need a drop. Can I get a drop from you?
My G, you get me. Keep supporting him. Big channel.
Love.
Everybody else. Bands, Aaron, Statman Baines. You get me? You like it?
Yo, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. You lot continue to get your questions in because we ain't gonna close out the show just yet. We'll answer a few more questions before we leave. Say that again, G.
Nah, my bad. I thought you was closing it, but I was gonna say.
Nah. I wasn't in it. I always just do mid rolls from time to time in it. But yeah, go on, G.
I was gonna say, if we're at the top 4 question, like, do you think we're gonna get?
That's where I was gonna go. Top 4 was where I was gonna go. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's all on numbers 19, 6, and 25. If they stay fit and their form is good, we finish top 4. If they don't stay fit or their form is bad, we don't finish top 4. Simple as that. Like that's how I'm looking. Arsenal favorites, absolutely, with the game. But Arsenal still have to play. Us at their place, they still gotta go away to Spurs and they still go away to Chelsea. So people talking about, oh, they got games in hand and that. Let's say they're 4 points clear with 8 games to go.
I don't see them of them games that I just mentioned.
I agree. You know what I'm saying? But when I say it, they call me a hater in it and say I'm salty. But you know, we move. That's like 21 points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, your thoughts on it. So I'm saying it's on those 3 players. So can we? Yes, but it's gonna be close and I can see it going down to the last day. I can see that.
Big facts. I feel like if they don't, that's on them. And if they do, that's on us. We've had chances to stay, you know, to at least stay top 4, but we flopped certain games. You get what I mean? So yeah, like, and again for me, this is not on Ralph though. This is on our previous manager. We lost it 1. So Ralph's picking up the pieces. So really, this is a fail from earlier. So yeah, I feel like if we get top 4, that's like a winning a trophy because it's been a hard half a season left. Do you get what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
We still got Liverpool to have, haven't we?
We gotta play. Yeah, we gotta wait to Liverpool. We gotta wait to Arsenal.
Yeah, as well, like it's just we just tick that off. We're not winning that game.
Yeah, it's peak.
Dude, but you know what? So that motivation. I feel like if it was the old Man United, let's say, well, it's gonna be impossible. So let's say they weren't going to be like. So let's say it was the same. You know, like talking about Ronaldo's era and even now this time, like I think that's 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
I feel like we should still, because I don't know who I hate more. I think I hate Liverpool more than Man City.
Yeah, see, that's why I see, brother. This is why I knew, you know what I'm saying? This is why we done in that. As I was explaining to people, like,
we should maybe Liverpool, so they don't win the Premier League.
They the arch rivals. Like, do I despise City? Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Do I despise Arsenal? Absolutely. But Liverpool have this the old enemy in it. Like, they are. Like, it's Tom and Jerry-esque, you know what I'm saying? Like, that rivalry will never stop. We'll beef with other people, but it's always them. Like, that's a rivalry within the cities, Manchester and Liverpool as well. Like, people don't seem to get that. Obviously, you get it. And, like, that's why when people ask me, oh, who do you hate the most out of rivals? Oh, it's definitely Liverpool.
Yeah,
without question.
Yeah, they're fully ups, like capital ops.
Capital ops, yo. All OPPS. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Actually, so we should be going to Liverpool. Okay, let's make sure we beat these lot. Because they drop points, they win in the Premier League, bro. They have to win. I think both of them, they've got to win every game now to win the Premier League. So we should be looking at that. You know what? Okay, we've got to beat Arsenal to get our points back so we can at least get a chance to be top 4 when that comes up. But we have to beat Liverpool to start the winning. I know it sounds silly, but we have to just for pride's sake. I know we're going away, but I feel like we play better away anyway than we play at home.
Could be.
We did last season. I'm getting it
wrong.
We
did last season. I'm not sure about the points. I'm trying to think because I know we had that away record win. Yeah, we had that away record last season. I'm not too sure about this season, but
this season's been a bit iffy still.
Yeah, we've been a bit iffy at home and away. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bit peak like it is. So yeah, top 4 is still definitely on because, like I said, we're not out of it because I'm here looking at the table now. So we're currently signed 6, 50 points, 29 games played. Then we have Spurs who are 5th, same amount of games played, 1 point ahead. Then Arsenal are 4 points clear of us on 54, having played a game less. So worst case scenario, they win and go 7 points clear with 10 games to go. So there's still 30 points. Best case scenario is they get beat and they're 4 points clear. And the running's there. This is what I'm saying. Like 110%.
What about Tottenham? Are they above us now?
Spurs are above us by a point.
Okay, by a point.
Same amount of games played, about 1 point. So we're on 50 points, they're on 51, and then you have Arsenal.
I thought they had a game in hand. Tottenham.
They played them already.
Oh, okay, perfect.
They played them all.
Yeah. They played West Ham, wasn't it?
They played West Ham. Yeah, they played them all, and obviously they beat West Ham. Because I'm looking there, even at, like, look, go on, you.
I thought they lose that game, but they won it. So That's great for us.
Because West Ham coming off Europa League, innit? Obviously, they could have one eye on that because they played in the Europa League. Having a look here.
West Ham, to be honest, and but they were tired, so it didn't work out for them.
And that's a big game for them as well, West Ham, in regards to because we went through to the quarters, I think it's the quarterfinals of the Europa League, so that's big for them. But even here, looking at, let me get everyone's fixtures up in the top 4 race. Actually, we'll run through them real quick. And that if you have to dip at any point, let me know, my guy.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
My guy, because I can talk football, just all day longer than that, like 110%.
So good.
I'm just having a look here now at the fixtures. So obviously resuming the 2nd of April, so it won't be this weekend, the first weekend in April. So United will play Leicester at home. That's the late kickoff. Spurs play the next day at home to Newcastle, and Arsenal play on the Monday away at Crystal Palace. So I would say out of those fixtures, when I look at it, so Arsenal on the away to Palace, that's not an easy fixture.
No.
It's not an easy fixture whatsoever. Like if they drop points, it wouldn't surprise me. Oh yeah, it'd be great. Patrick Vieira coming back to haunt Arsenal. Be brilliant.
Come back to haunt them. Yeah.
Be brilliant. And then obviously I mentioned Spurs. They play Newcastle at home. Obviously Newcastle they've been on a better run simply because obviously they got the money. They spent well in January, and even though they lost to Everton they shouldn't have lost that game. It's ridiculous. Yeah. They're safe. You know what I'm saying? So that won't be an easy game, but I would expect Spurs to win that. However, that is the type of game Spurs will drop points in. And at home to Leicester, as bad as we've been, Leicester have been woeful this season. I would expect us to beat Leicester at home.
Yeah, they've been missing. They have.
So let's say middle case scenario. That's not even a word, but I just made it up. It's a phrase now. So Arsenal draw, Spurs win, and we win. That means table-wise, I'll do all the maths, make sure the maths is mathing.
Yeah, I ain't got my finger.
Pulling up. I'm just pulling up back up the Premier League table now. So I'm just here having a look. So that would put us on 53 points. It would put Spurs on 54 points, and it put Arsenal on 55. So look at that. We'd be 2 points behind Arsenal, and Spurs would be level with them, or having played a game less. And that could happen that weekend. Those results could happen. Arsenal could draw, and both Spurs and United win.
So what I want
to have to be favorable.
So basically, unless they lose every game coming up, that will equal. Because by the time we come back after our 2-week break, everyone should have played their games. Yeah.
No, Arsenal play because it's a complete break. Arsenal will they're still, you know what it is? They're still trying to schedule in the North London derby. They've not put that in a date yet. They've not put that in. But Spurs aren't playing in anything, neither are Arsenal, so they'll schedule it in. But what I think they're going to try and do is schedule it in. So it's like a winner-takes-all type of thing, so they can sell it on Sky. And obviously, the North London derby is a big game anyway, and that could have impact on us. But it's like, people are talking like, oh, this is over. Because even a week after, looking at the fixtures here, so the 9th, Arsenal at home to Brighton, you would expect them to do the business. We go away to Everton. I would expect us to do the business. And then, where's Spurs? What the hell's the Spurs fixtures? Let me get these back up. And then Spurs... that day they go away to Villa, so that's going to be tough. I'm saying there's going to be so many tops and terms. And then Arsenal play. This is the interesting part that people are forgetting. Arsenal play away to Chelsea on the 20th of April. Then they play at home to Manchester United on the 23rd. So they have Chelsea and United 3 days apart.
They ain't getting them games.
I love the energy. Let's go.
But I don't see us. Is that a home game for us as well? A home game?
Nah, it's away. It's at the Emirates. I want to go. 110%. I'd love to go, man. I want to go. If someone can get me tickets, let me know. I'd love to go to that game away at the Emirates. 100%.
Could be a good shout.
I'd love to go. Just being the away and shouting abuse at the Arsenal fans would be fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Getting a hooligan thing on. I'm fully on board. But I'm looking at it. But even us though, we have a tough run because before we go to the Emirates, we are away at Anfield. So we play on the 19th. So we have an extra day's rest. So we play, look at this. So we play at home to Norwich on the 16th, away to Liverpool on the 19th, then play Arsenal away on the 23rd. So that's going to be a tough running.
Yeah, back to that. Yeah, for us, it's not over for us either. If we drop points, then forget it.
That's going to be a tough. Spurs, I'm looking at these fixtures. Spurs might be favourites, you know.
I think mainly because of their manager.
Yes. I look at their manager, I look at their fixtures. I look at those two things and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. But the top 4 race is certain. Well, actually, because you still got the league title on as well. So that's going to be interesting because Liverpool and City play each other very soon as well. They play at the top of April, those two. So that's at the MTN, and that could be a winner takes all for the league. And then obviously you got the Champions League quarterfinals in the mix.
That's true. Actually.
So that's literally what is. All right, we'll go to this from Pyramid Screen before we dip. He says, which 5 players would you sign and which would you sell? I will go to you first, Fredo. So give us easiest one. 5 players you'd sell from Manchester United. Who would you get rid of?
Mata.
It's tough because there's so many to choose from.
Dean Henderson. I'll get rid of Henderson. Yeah,
Henderson.
Yeah, get rid of him. I'd sell Rashford.
Okay.
Obviously Cavani's gone anyway, so Cavani.
Yeah.
And Lingard.
So you've got Henderson, Rashford, Mao, Lingard, Rashford. It's an interesting 5. Yeah, I can't argue with any of that. And I'm going to ask your thoughts on the goalkeeping thing because you mentioned Dean Henderson as well. But for me, Maguire, definitely. Maguire, 110%.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Sorry, let me swap Dean Henderson with Maguire. Somebody, what? Yeah, bro. We'll take that financial loss, whatever it is. You get me,
take the hit in it. You gotta cut your losses. Definitely, yeah. Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Wan-Bissaka. He would be my 5th.
Squad's big,
Squad's big because a lot of players are leaving. Ronaldo, that'd be my 5th because Mata's gone, Cavani's leaving, Lingard's leaving, Mata's leaving.
Oh, anyway, so, yeah.
Yeah, we got to try and get rid of Phil Jones, even though he said excluding the free agent. Yeah, that's why pyramid scheme, the 5 I mentioned are not free agents because I said Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Maguire, McTominay, Ronaldo. That'd be my 5. And then the free agents I'd let go. I'm saying we could lose a lot of players. And then 5 players that sign.
Yeah.
I'd go get, I'm saying people, this is me because I look to buy from within the Premier League, unless there's a player who's abroad somewhere and I'm like, yeah, definitely, I like the look of him. That's what it is. So I'd go get Rudiger on a free from Chelsea. Go sign him on a free transfer. I'd go get Basuma. I'd go get Tillemans on a free. I'd go get Rafinha. And I'd try a thing and go get Haaland. I try and go get Haaland and say, you're going to be our 9. This is what we're doing, and sell him the project. Him and Ralph know each other. Just tell Ralph, yo, call up Haaland and see what's going on. That would be my 5. That's what I'm saying. What about you? What are you telling me, my G?
Nah, good options actually. I'd get Van Dijk.
I'm about to say Van Dijk, Thiago Silva. You know what I'm saying? Like, as we go, say go get Fabinho, Salah. You know what I'm saying?
You get me? What about everybody, bro? Like, you get me? Now what of this?
Let's go by everybody.
Now, my serious take is Rudiger.
Yeah.
For Maguire, definitely. Tielemans, yeah. I'd also get, what's his name from? I mentioned him earlier.
Neves from Wolves.
Yeah, Neves. Ivan Toney. Yeah.
Okay.
And Mbappe.
I said Mbappe. Hey, Mbappe is on a free, actually. I said Haaland, so Mbappe is not a bad shout. Even though I think he's Real Madrid bound. If Mbappe wanted in, I'd go and sign him in a heartbeat. 100%.
Yeah. Imagine him and Sancho on the wings, bro. That's
woo! That is.
And the both like it. We've got the money, bro. If you get me, like you get Mbappe on the left, Sancho on the right. It's peak. You can keep it
Haaland through the middle.
Yeah,
I'd go get Haaland for free and that in it. Just go take Real Madrid's thing in it. You know what I'm saying? And that.
They're not serious, bro. They're dying out. So yeah. We should if we sell Maguire and get Rudiger, that would be a massive statement that we're serious about football.
100%.
Maguire's on here, bro. Like nothing against him. I don't know him personally. You know, this is about football, but footballing wise, he is finished, bro.
Absolutely done out. He is finished. Absolutely. Because I did see a report saying United are prepared to sell him. It's like, yeah, he's done. Hey, pyramid scheme, we can dream. You know what I'm saying? And that
Yeah,
we
man.
can we can dream. Martin Luther King wasn't the only brother with a dream. You know what I'm saying? We can dream too. You know what I'm saying? And that.
That's right,
Uh,
bro. And
we can dream too. But yeah, a couple more things I wanted to ask you actually, because obviously a lot's gone on since we last spoke. Say again.
a good question by pyramid scheme. Good
Oh
question.
yeah. Pyramid scheme, yeah. That's one of the regulars on the channel and that. And if there's any comments you want me to pull up that you want to answer, feel free. And you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was just letting the conversation go. I was going to ask you on Rashford. Obviously, we spoke on his cameo against Atletico Madrid. Then the whole thing happened with the fan outside the stadium. What he said to the fan after the game, the apology. What was your thoughts on both of them? So what he said to the fans was, I think the fan shouted saying at him. He basically told the fan, "Do you want to come around the back?" Which I thought was hilarious. Apparently, he put up a middle finger to the fan, but then afterwards, he put out an apology when the video surfaced. And then, yeah, so they're the first two questions that I've got for you on that.
My thoughts are, he's done the right thing. Like, I would have done the same thing. Like, you talking to me, bro? Are you like mad? Like, I know about me, dude. I'm cheeky, bro. I don't care, bro. Like, I'm not having it from anybody. So
I hear that.
big up for that. You get me? You get me? But then his PR mind kicked in, or maybe whoever's got around him was like, "Hey, what are you doing? You can't do that. You've got to be white. You can't be black. So apologize." That's what I think. I don't feel like Rashford is like the reaction that he gave was just in it. Like, leave him alone. Like, on the pitch, give them stick. That's whatever. As long as it's not racism. But off the field, bro, like, Mama's walking back to his, going home. Like, that's just pick. And then obviously he says something, and then he's rude or whatever they were saying, like he's cheeky. Nah, bro, you're out of order. Like, you don't own the players, so he done the right thing. I'm sorry, but obviously apologizing about it. I get it. I'm just having a bit of banter, but but the PR thing is you're trying to do a clip. But listen, bro, we're all human in it. Nobody's perfect in it. Like, we saw a human side of you. Like, look at Cantona. I was watching that about rant to bands. Like, I forgot about that. He did. Like, bro.
Oh, when we were talking about it on the show, that was hilarious. And that when
I fully forgot. Like, I fully forgot about that. I was young then, but yeah, bro, man, you get me? Like,
Facts.
Like, what? Like,
Facts.
Zidane. Look at
Zidane.
Beckham.
Yep.
Hit my man in the World Cup. Well, the World Cup. Yeah, kicked him. Got a red card. Zidane headbutted my man. You get me? Like, people have done worse than swearing at a person or even just say, "Come around the corner." Like, that's real. Some man, that's just our natural. You get me? Like, what do you say, bro?
To defend yourself. Yeah. Like you said, I seen it when I knew how you'd respond. That's why I laughed when you said what you said. Like, what are you saying, fam? Like, you can't just talk to me anyway because I play for Manchester United Football Club and it's after the game. That was my thoughts on it. Like, this is after the match. You know what I'm saying? Like, you waited an hour and a half. What did you expect to accomplish?
Waited an hour and a half.
An hour and a half after the game, like, it's night time. Like, the game's done at like 10 and the players don't come out till like an hour and a half later. Yeah,
they don't do straight away. Yeah,
go home in it, man. Like, what did you expect to do by calling abuse? Like, Rashford knows he's played bad. He knows that. And I've criticized him for his performances, but doing that makes no sense. The only thing I don't like with it, again, what you said, the apology. That's the only thing I don't like, because to me, he did nothing wrong whatsoever. And that's why I liked what Ian Wright said in regards to did you see the Ian Wright clip?
Oh yeah, big time, bro. I retweeted it like my I shouldn't even say that, but like, because he get like, bro, what do you like? You get me? Like, hold that, bro. That's what he said. Like, get me back
hold
yourself.
That. Like, hold that.
Like, F the fans. I mean, that was a bit too far. Like, don't F the fans, but because that person wasn't a fan. If someone changes towards you when you're performing bad, or if you're doing bad in life in general, people, they were never a friend. They were never a fan. You get me? They were just there for the hype. So that person, whoever that person was, only one person. That person wasn't a fan. They were there to kick him when he was down. Do you get what I mean? Of course, he knows he's not playing well. He knows. So yeah, man. So I wouldn't say fuck the fans, because the real fan ain't gonna ever switch on you. You get me? So, but I also get why he had to come out like a banter aside and do the whole PR thing, because he's now seen as an idol to these young kids around the country. So he didn't want to. So I get it. It's like a battle. You've got to, when you're a public figure, you have to try and find, so either, like, I think someone said it in your chat when you spoke about it as well, like, just walk away, just don't say anything, just trying to hold you, get me, just keep it G and just don't say anything. That's also a G thing to do too. Just keep walking.
No, I hear that. Like I said in it, like if you're going to respond, it's like, yo, I'll just own it with chest. You know what I'm saying? In that, like, just own it. Like there was nothing wrong with what he said. I just had an issue with the whole PR thing. It's like, yo, no one were holding that against you. You know what I'm saying? In that, like I certainly wasn't. If someone's holding that against you, let them do that. Like man's just, you're not just there to be abused and all types of things. But he wasn't surprised. That just disappointed me. Because now next time this happened, this gives fans more
They're gonna try it
fuel.
now.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
gonna try him.
yeah, they're
Rather
gonna.
than if you just owned it, you're gonna say less. Like we spoke about Cantona, and I said it when we was talking about it on Rance's channel as well. When I was with Aaron and Rance, how that fan's never gonna shout abuse at Cantona again. He's never doing that again. I'm saying, man got kicked and punched. Never. Like you're gonna think twice, even if he does do it again. The thought's gonna go through his mind, like, wow, remember what happened last time. And that's not just for Cantona. I'm saying for other players as well. Like you can't just say what you want. Like if I'm at a game in the stands and I'm shouting abuse at a player, like footballing abuse, and they turn around and say something to me, I'm not gonna act offended and be like, oh my god, I can't believe that where that came from. That's banter in that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying in that. I'm telling the player he's rubbish and he turns around and swears at me. I like, I own that and be like, yo, let's have the discourse. Let's go back and forth in that. Like I like that's part of the game. You know what I'm saying is that, but just keep it sporting, never personal. Keep it sporting is what I was saying.
yeah, 1000%.
Yeah. It's like when KD, I don't know if you've seen it, but it was in basketball and Kevin Durant and a fan shouted at him and was like, yo, KD, you need to take the game over. And he turned around and looked at the fan and said, you need to shut the fuck up and sit down. Love
Yeah,
that. You know what I'm saying?
and also
Love that.
Rihanna as well. She was late for Fashion Week about a month ago.
Or was it?
It was like, you late, and she was like, you don't say, or something like that. Something
Is that what she said?
like it's like raw. Like you get me? She's big Rihanna. That's big KD. You get me? Like it doesn't matter like how big you are. If anything, it shows raw. This person's a real human being. You get me? Like
Human being.
they kept it.
You know what I'm
Jail.
saying?
You get me? Like don't say
Facts.
either say anything or just because we've all seen it. So don't address it. But when you want to be Mr. Social Media, if it's I don't feel like it's him. I feel like if it is him, I'll be surprised. But it's got to be somebody around him that's trying to make him be this clean cut
image.
And if you do that, people will try that. So things like this, people will try and find something to bring you down to human level. They'll always try.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. That clean cut image is no longer in that. Everybody's got some dirt on him in that. Like that clean cut image is not there any. Like it don't exist. Like people because it's not real.
And the people that everyone actually loves, like on a higher level, people like them because they're real. Like if you look at someone like Elon Musk, like he just tweets real shit. Like he just tweets random stuff. He's not trying to be a perfect. Like this doesn't exist, bro. Like
it don't exist. Just be yourself, innit? And people are gonna gravitate towards it or dislike it, like type of thing. Like just be, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real is the ring in, and real when I say that, people like what Predator just said is regards to just being yourself.
Yeah.
Like tweet like a normal guy in it. Like that's all you have to do, or normal woman if we're talking in a female instance. And that the only reason why back to the Rihanna example you used, unless that's someone who's paying Rihanna to be there, shut up.
Yeah,
if you're paying her to be there, why are you? If you're not paying her to be there, why are you talking? Like if you needed her there at 9 p.m., she turns up at 9:10. If you're paying her, you have every right to be like, right, you're late. I paid you from 9. But if it's just some random, that ain't nothing to do with you. That's not your job. That's not your duty. Not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. It's crazy. But yeah, one last thing before we go, I want to ask you about. I don't know if you've seen it, but Gary Neville's tweet when he was basically along the lines of, I remember a time when Manchester United players, when they lost a game, whether it was players, manager, board members, executives won't be seen out, but now they're at F1, they're at cricket, they're at boxing. I think it's idiotic and it has zero bearing on their footballing ability and what they do, someone being at F1 or cricket or boxing or whatever. What's your thoughts on it?
Coffee and cheese. Remember Arsenal fan TV when he used to like, oh, you lost 10-0, like how do you feel? And he's like,
yeah. 10-2.
Yeah.
10-2. I'm saying.
Out. Gary Neville off Twitter. I'm tired of this guy. Like, I had to unfollow him maybe like January, and I've also got him on mute now. I don't mute people. I was like, oh, you can mute people. Like, so let's say it's you, bro. If you retweet Gary Neville, I don't want to see it on my timeline, bro.
Yeah, I hear you. I
don't know what's wrong with him. Like, he thinks he's the president. He thinks he's the prime minister. Like, I don't know where I don't know how he was raised but he says certain things that I'm like, bro, are you all right? Like, I don't get him. So those tweets there, even when he said before as well, like about Rashford, about OPR thing, and then there's a leak, and it's like, bro, why are you so involved? It seems to me that because Ralph's not his friend, you don't know him. He's got all the energy for Ralph that he never had for Ollie.
Yep.
Now, Roy Keane, I've got time for Roy Keane because he will talk about anybody. He doesn't care. But Gary Neville, he said it like, oh, well, he's my mate, so I'm not going to talk about him. Like, it was funny. Well, mate, keep the same energy. Keep your mouth shut about Ralph as well. Focus on your own football club.
Facts. And the thing is, you're there to do a job, though. That's what I didn't understand is if that's your friend, cool. Then you should not be in studio when we're talking on things Manchester United because you can't do your job because you're biased, which is cool. If he would have turned around and said that from the jump, everyone would have been like, okay, I get it. We've all got brethren. I would have been like, cool. Because you can't call it down the middle because that's your guy, that's your brethren. You don't want to criticize him on national TV. That's cool. But then I don't want to hear, number one, you talk about, what's in the best interest of Manchester United Football Club because you put your friendship above the best interest of the club. And secondly, just self-awareness, be honest. If I'm in this position, I wouldn't be able to do that. But I would tell Sky, don't put me on Manchester United games because such and such, whoever is in charge, that's my guy. I can't, don't do that. Because I can't call it straight down the middle like I tell him, but I can't do that. Like, and that's legit what it is. And Brian, to people who said that, I've said this all the time. I like Gary Neville as a pundit when he's not talking about Manchester United. When he's talking about other things, I enjoyed listening to him talk because he's insightful. When he's United, it's like he loses sense. Whether it's not criticizing Ollie or being overly critical of Ralph now. But yeah, go on, my G.
I'll tell you what, because when you talk something to me, what it is, a lot of these, what you got to remember, guys, is that these players, so, the class of 90, they were successful at Man United. So Man United isn't about the football club, it's about them. So Ollie's part of his history. Not about the football, it's about his friends. He don't care about Man United. He doesn't care. I mean, there's no way he does because those, Ollie was managing Man United. So why was your feelings towards the actual person rather than the actual club? It doesn't make any sense if you care about Man United.
We care about the friendship more.
Care about the friendship more. It was about the man that you had in your in your squad when you was around them playing for them. And I get that, but yeah, man, it's one of them ones, isn't it? Like Gary Neville, and obviously, and then I ain't really got much to say about his actual point, which is about them going to football, cricket games and all that. But like the key word is Gary Neville. They're on a break. Not playing football anymore. They're not going to be camping at Carrington or sleeping at the hotel next to it. No, they're going to be doing whatever, partying. Like, bro, these men work more than we do. The average person, like these, all they do, footballers, all they do, wake up, go training, and they might go home to their families, and that's it. The same thing every day.
Yeah.
Games, like, can't have a break, bro. Like, it's mad. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is. But like I said, if it was Ollie or any of his actual brethren or his kids or his friends' kids, he wouldn't have nothing to say.
Facts.
Yeah, live your life, man. You need a break, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, man, it's agendas and it's propaganda and it's just boring at this point. So, like I said, I got him on mute. I saw it because everyone was talking about it. It was trending. I thought, what's it done now? And it's just, yeah.
Because I seen it and I was just like,
because he backed him up still in a good way. Gary Lineker backed him up.
I seen Gary Lineker, going at it with him, and it's like, yo, you man used to drink. Like, that's harming your physical well-being. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you man won a lot. Like, don't get us wrong, but like, you're not in your best physical shape in that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But
interview with him was with him, and he said that he used to drink before games.
Keane, it was Keane was talking about the night before, and how many they had and stuff like that. Yeah. That's wild.
Plays, bro. So keep the same energy, man. Keep it to the worst, but yeah, man. Yeah, those are my thoughts.
Nah, it's cool, man. Like I said, you had a lot to get off your chest and that, so it's cool.
Man, yeah.
It's all good, bro. Yo, love to everyone who has locked in. Please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back, hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do that. Share it across all the socials. Subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Roll to 4K, so hit the notification bell. Make sure you follow the Twitch as well. People. Predator's channel I've put in the title as well, so you can click on it, go subscribe to his channul. Just go hear heavyweight beats people in it. Like, I even need to tell him, go do that. Go follow him across all his socials as well in it. Like, trust me, Predator is fully deserving, you know what I'm saying, of his blue tick people. He's not one of them blue ticks that you're like, how did you get a blue tick? You know what I'm saying? Like, the same people I see, I'm like, huh? But nah, it's fully deserved in that. But yo, my G, always great to have you on here, man. Anything you want to add before we leave? Every time.
everyone, big up for tuning in. Make sure you keep following Flawless, supporting the ManDem. You get me? Doing their thing. Trust me. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. Big up you, bro.
Yeah, man. Love my G every time for coming through. Obviously, you can hit me up anytime you want to get something off your chest. You already know, innit? You know what I'm saying? Anytime something's going on and it breaks, just shout, man, innit? And we'll go live. Like anytime. Just let man know. It's not a problem. Yo, big up to the chat. When are we back here? I don't think we're back tonight. Maybe pro clubs on the Twitch. Maybe people keep an eye out on that, or maybe a GTA stream on the Twitch. But Wednesday we're back. Tomorrow you'll get Agenda FC. We'll be back with that probably on Lewis's channel. You'll also get the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A and NBA watch-alongs as well, people. NBA watch-alongs. But check out the upcoming live stream schedule. I have updated it. I need to still do Sunday. So I've updated it to Saturday, people. So I'm going to update it to Sunday. Go hit the like button on all those videos. Go subscribe to the channels. Continue to go and run up the numbers as well on the Can't Do It Like Us Take Note video, please. That's on the Take Note YouTube, people. So that is there. It's on this channel, on the featured playlist. So go do that. Big up to everyone who hits me up every time it gets played on One Extra. That is sick. Big up to you lot. We're still working. We're going to shoot a new video soon. Cam says, fuck, I'm too late. You're a joker, Cam. I knew you would have. I would have sent you the link as well, fam. Big up my guy, Cam. That's a regular on the channel. That's my guy who's an Arsenal fan, in it. That's what it is. So you probably wanted to hop on the top four, but big up my guy, Cam. But yeah, people, just please continue to support and keep an eye out on everything Sarcasm City TV related. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.
Yeah.